Good evening. When CBI finished its investigation in 2010, they wrote details in their closure report on how Aarushi Talwar's family spent their last moments together, enjoying giving her birthday present, which was a digital camera with which CBI records itself in its closure report. She lovingly took pictures and really warm moments, and that was just hours before she was murdered. CBI pointed their finger at the parents but said themselves they couldn't prove why or just exactly how, and yet today we have a conviction in the case, both Rajesh and Nupur Talwar being convicted for murder. On agenda tonight, from closure report to conviction, did public pressure play a major role, or is it wrong to say that media and public debate influence anything? Our pundits this evening, we have from the family, Dr. Vandana Talwar, Aarushi's aunt, who takes a position that there definitely was other factors involved other than evidence, and Vikram Singh, former DGP of UP, who's defending the CBI. Don't forget, before CBI, it was the UP police which was investigating this case, and they came to the same conclusion. So they are our pundits this evening. Before we go to them with our talking points, let's just take a look at what the court said when it gave out this judgment convicting them. The court said very clearly, the parents are the best protectors of their own children, of human nature. They are the protectors of human nature, but they have been freaks in the history of mankind, where the father and mother became the killer of their own progeny. Really strong words there from Judge Shamlal, who gave that order. So that brings us our first talking point today. Has media pressure played a role in this entire events? Dr. Talwar, why do you think so?
See, Sunetra, if this case was going to be decided on the basis of evidence, then there was no question of Rajesh and Nupur being in jail today. 100% they would have been out, because there is absolutely no evidence to show that they have done the crime, because they are absolutely innocent. So it is obviously other factors which have played in bringing out this judgment. Definitely not the facts and evidence of the case.
And these other factors being?
These other factors, to my mind, are the major prejudice which have been caused by, that's happened from day one, you see. From day one of the murder, that was on 16th May 2008. From then on, it was the media. Not only the media, the Noida police, the CBI, they prejudice public opinion, and public perception is based on what is shown to them. We had media channels like, it was unthinkable at that time. Maybe I shouldn't name them, but like showing such programs of how the parents were in a hotel room and what kind of injuries caused by golf clubs. And these were all absolute insinuations made by the CBI. Where was the evidence regarding it? Where is the evidence today, you tell me? Is there any evidence about it? How much can insinuations lead to people being hanged today? Is this the kind of investigation we have in our country?
Mr. Vikram Singh, would you like to respond to that? Because your force also came under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of criticism for the way you held that press conference, where many people felt that you had gone on air to do some character assassination. You had some strong words to say about minor that was the victim, that's Aarushi.
I would certainly say that the UP police was at the receiving end, yes, but the public and the media pressure was negatively disposed towards the UP police. If there was any criticism, it was for the UP police. But today, the CBI investigation has vindicated the stand taken by the UP police, in the sense that their conclusions and the conclusions of the UP police are the same, although the UP police had the investigation for just about 14 days. Again, I would say that the judge does not operate in a vacuum. He operates in a system, and he cannot be oblivious to what is coming in the press and what the media has to say about it. But at the same time, the judgment that is given is on the basis of evidence and facts. It can be my opinion, I can agree to disagree, or I can disagree with the judge, but the fact remains that a judgment has come, and I have to respect that judgment.
When you say that the judges don't operate by themselves, they operate within society, they hear. So you are admitting that when a lot of talk is taking place, when you have your press conference very soon after the murder, that it is something that the judiciary can be influenced by. You are accepting that?
No, the judiciary is not influenced by press conferences. Yes, it can give rise to preconceived notions, but a judgment has to be given on the basis of evidence, not on the basis of perceptions and preconceived notions or emotions. There's a difference between perception and emotions and hard evidence. Having said that, the UP police had this investigation for just about 14 days.
Mr. Singh,
and it was there that...
Mr. Singh, the CBI doesn't actually come on TV debates, but you have taken the same point. You followed the CBI case. I know that you've been working in close collaboration. The UP police worked closely with the CBI. Now, can you tell us, can you respond to what Vandana Talwar is raising over here, that if in their closure report they themselves say they have very little evidence to prove murder, how is it that this has led to a conviction? On what basis? Because going by their closure report, yes, we know that in court the CBI officer AGL Kaul said and actually recreated, but isn't that all presumption? Isn't that all something that they imagine to have happened? What is the hard evidence, sir?
No, the presumption and conjectures have no place in investigation and evidence. The tragedy of the whole episode is that it is tragedy worst confounded by the sense that people who have no basic ideas about investigations are talking most learnedly about what is investigation and what are the flaws in investigation. A single judgment, a single observation, a single conclusion does not make the gist of investigation. Investigation is a painstaking process, and there are legal opinions that are incorporated in many stages. If there is any flaw, that is rectified. Let me tell you that there can be one flaw. The police and the CBI have absolutely no vested interest in charge sheeting anyone. Let me tell you, there's nothing personal in investigation.
Okay. After the judgment,
this
investigation, just to point out to our viewers, we'll know the details of the judgment tomorrow. That's only going to be out tomorrow, where we'll get to know exactly on what basis. Till now, we're just going by what they've only said, that both Nupur and Rajesh Talwar have been held guilty on all counts, and especially Rajesh Talwar has also been held guilty of an additional count of filing a wrong FIR. Let's just listen to some of the first reactions from the family and also from Hem Raj's family.
The verdict will be challenged in the Superior Court. It is my belief that when the Allahabad High Court examines the appeal in detail and re-examines the evidence which has been produced by both the CBI and the defence, they will come to the categorical conclusion that Nupur and Rajesh Talwar are innocent of this crime.
जब सजा का ऐलान हुआ तो रोने लगे वो लोग, उनके परिवार के जो लोग थे वो लोग थे रोने लगे। देखिए, राजेश तलवार पे एक सेक्शन 203 आईपीसी का अलग है और बाकी दोनों पर 302 और 201 और 34 के सेम है।
Nobody wants to look at the facts and the evidence of the case. Because the facts and the evidence, what do they say? They are pointing towards somebody else being the culprit. But that, very conveniently by the CBI, has been called a typing error. Now the fate of two people in this country rests on a typing error. It's like 100 lies. They should not make a truth. But in our case, this is what has happened. And unfortunately, the truth has got subdued behind layers and layers of lies to maintain the prestige of the CBI.
Let's take a look at a second talking point. Vandana Talwar will, of course, explain what that typing error was. The second talking point is that the Judge Shamlal says that they are freaks in history of mankind because of the murder of the child. But isn't that, when we don't know exactly what happened, if there is no witness that has been produced, Dr. Talwar, then don't you think do you feel it's presumptive?
Could you get the question again?
The kind of comments that have been passed, we only know some of the comments that have been, and they're calling them freaks of mankind.
Is that what the judgment said?
Yes,
freaks
these are some excerpts.
Well, I don't know what I can say about the judgment. Very difficult for me. I mean, people are saying these things which, to my mind, make no sense. On what basis is this? There has to be a basis for something to come out. Like, if you can respond to Mr. Vikram Singh, he said that the judiciary would take an action based on the evidence and facts of the case. It cannot take action on anything else. I agree with him. it should definitely take an action based on the facts and evidence of the case. But that is provided the prosecution or the CBI had put all of it to the court.
Yeah.
Now here we had instances where they have deliberately manipulated, suppressed and hid some facts.
For instance, which one?
See, they did not show the scientific test to the court. They did not show the
Scientific test.
the scientific test of Rajesh and Nupur Talwar,
The narco test.
the narco, the lie detector, the brain mapping.
But they might say that those are not
but let me
admissible
tell you,
in court.
Sunitra, they themselves, CBI themselves, I've got the paper if I can show it to you. They can say, the CBI themselves has said in Supreme Court that the tests give us an indication
Fair
or
point.
way to go.
Fair point.
So why did they not take that indication?
Okay.
I'll tell you the
Is
narco.
that the first team which looked at it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
See, the narco, the lie detector, the
Fair
brain
enough.
mapping
Yeah.
of Krishna,
So if
Raj
they
Kumar
first
and
mentioned
Vijay
it, why
Mandal,
didn't they
all,
get it?
all
Okay.
three tests
Yeah.
of all three servants show
Okay.
their involvement
What are
in
the
the crime.
things did they hide?
The sound simulation test. Then we had to ask for it and we finally got it from the High Court.